Much for the Freakonomics?
When people don't want to buy things from me, I speak to them nicely and I explain what it is and why they should buy it. I am always persistent like that. I enjoy selling stuff.
And if you have passion, just start. Because we are fortunate enough to be a generation who have cell phones and the internet.
Some days I live with my dad, some days I live with my mom because they don't live together. Right now I am with my dad. This year I am in grade 4. Since the lockdown started, during the day I have to do my schoolwork online. So we are online with our teachers most of the time. I find it easy. Our school prints things out for us, so we don't rush around trying to get things printed. Everything is well organized. At first it was a bit difficult to be away from school, but now I'm used to studying online.
Please wear your mask. Please social distance.
At school we study things like drama.
Sanitizer also.
I had trouble speaking in front of crowds or like audiences for like speeches and things for school. Like if I had to give a speech about a country, it would be hard.
My fellow South Africans, I know things are kind of messed up now due to COVID, but please, just want to say a few things.
Like it gives you kind of an adrenaline rush, but the opposite. Instead of wanting to go faster, it makes like you want to not do it.
Please wear a mask, please social distance, and please wash your hands with soap and water or hand sanitizer. I'm sure this will all be over soon. Thank you. Goodbye.
The manner in which he thinks has always been mature. As he said himself, he's an introverted child. So before he speaks about things, he normally internalizes it. So I could be speaking to him today about something, and then he'll take some time, internalize it, maybe 4 or 5 days later, then he'll say, but Dad, this is what you said. Is this what you mean? So that's typical of Hiran. That's typical of his character and his nature.
When I am not busy with my schoolwork, this is where we play. It's nice. I like being in the air without using machinery and stuff. Sometimes we play a game where we get a soccer ball and drop it on the trampoline. As we bounce, the soccer ball would bounce too, but we are not allowed to touch the soccer ball. Although I am the most reserved in the family, I am not bothered too much because I am working on it. I am improving myself daily. Some people think kids are only good at playing games and stuff, that they can't do things grown up do. But I like to prove them wrong, and that's building my confidence a lot.
Life at campus, it's like a standard student life. But then most of the times it's difficult to adjust because it's difficult to adjust to a university background. Because there it's purely just academics, especially considering the kind of program or degree that you're studying. So life at rest is purely about responsibility, because you have a huge amount of freedom at rest, so you can choose what you want to do at what time. And you also have like peer pressure. So there are a lot of people who are doing things that usually sometimes contradict the principles that you were raised by. So when you're living at rest, it's purely about responsibility. You need to know what you want and what you are there for. I started playing football at age 11. You know, here in the townships, we don't have grass. So we usually play soccer on gravel soccer pitches. So as a young boy here in the township, when you play soccer, your soccer boots, when you play on gravel soccer pitches, are usually not durable enough. Because you know why? Soccer boots are not made for people who play on gravel soccer pitches. They're made for people who play on grass. When you have soccer boots, you play with them on the gravel, they wear out after months. At home, they don't have money to buy you new soccer boots. So what do? You stop playing soccer. After stop playing soccer, what happens? You're on the streets. When you're on the streets, you start smoking drugs. There's a lot of things that start happening with your life. But then going through life in the township and realizing what was happening in the gravel soccer pitches, I always knew that someone had to step up, because it's a problem that all of us are facing, but then no one is solving it. There was one person who had to solve that problem. And for me, I told him, okay, why not me? And I'm not going to solve it for my township only, I'm going to solve it for South Africa. And not for South Africa only, but also Africa.
When there are functions and fairs and other events to raise money or just for fun, I attend and set up a table and we sell books and food and things like that. We once attended a function to raise funds to help build a library for school. We mainly sell Indian delicacies like samosas and bunny chows. You can't always be confident that people will buy stuff from you. Sometimes you already have the books you sell in their house, so books are always hard to sell. But food is always easier because people get hungry. I prefer to sell food because number one, it's easy to make, and number two, you make money because people want to buy it. We have a lot of books, so like sometimes we have people who want like specific books or books about something. So yeah, if we have them, then we can say yes, we have them, and we can give them to you.
Good morning, how can I help you? Do you have any Harry Potter books?
When I sell a nice book, let's say a documentary kind of book, I will try to explain some of the content of the book and tell you that it's interesting. If you like it, I will say thank you, let me get you that book now. And then I collect the money.
The Freakonomics is 20 Rand and the smaller book is 10 Rand.
It feels good when I make a sale and give someone something.
Thank you.
like to buy some food? It's fresh.
I do the same with the samosas. I would say these are delicious samosas. Please try them. If you want to know what's in them, I'd say it's a mint samosa. Would you like to buy it? If you are still not interested, I would say, would you like something to drink or something else? If you buy it, I would ask you to try the bani chow as well. It's nice because it feels like I can give somebody something that they need. This has improved my confidence a lot because it's helping me to speak better in public. But I think it's unfair that people take me for granted because of my age. But I don't allow it to get to me. I persevere. You also have to be disciplined and hardworking. My dad and a group of people run a business called Kids and Teens in Business. It teaches young kids like myself how to run their own businesses. That's where everything started for me. One day my father said we should start our own business, and I told him it could be a good idea.
You see, basically, even at the time when he started, for Hiran to even go approach anybody who was walking past, if we had a stall at a fair, it was very, very, very difficult for him. So what we did is I went together with him and with his siblings, and we approached and we spoke to people. Then gradually I dropped back, and the siblings and Hiran actually went and they approached. And eventually, by the time that we've ended on, sort of the first business fair, Hiran had the ability, and his siblings as well, to go and approach people, learn how to speak to them, say, are you interested in any of the products we're selling, etc. So the confidence has grown 1,000-fold.
But it was not easy to learn how to run a business. It is hard for me to attend those classes because there are other things that I do. I also have after-school programs that the school runs, like cricket and chess and things like that.
In grade 11, in my business studies class, they told us to come up with a business idea. So I came up with this business idea that I want to make soccer boots that are made for gravel soccer pitches. So I came up with this business case, and then I got full marks for it. Then I was excited because it was a great thing to get full marks for an assignment. But then I told one of my friends that why not do this and start taking initiative and executing. But obviously when you talk to people, they tell you you're too young, you can't do it, you don't have enough capital to start. But then going into varsity, I was fortunate enough to be accepted into a scholarship called BehindtheRainbow Foundation. So that nurtures the entrepreneurship mind inside of you, and it helps you pick concepts into building a business case. So it inspired me that, okay, let me execute that idea that I had. One other thing that happened is that when I was in grade 1, my mom used to give me 2 rands, but then I would tell her that the 2 rands that you're giving me is not enough for me to go and buy anything at the tech shop like a pie. So I would only buy sweets, so sweets don't make you full. So I told her to increase the money that I got, but then she said no, she can't. So what happened is that she told me that if you pass with good marks every single year, I'll increase your allowance. So from grade 1 to grade 2, maybe it will increase by 2 rand, then I'll get 4 rand. So because of the money was not enough, I just told her, just keep it for me. And then she started saving the money for me. And then from there, I generated the habit that I started saving all of my money. So I didn't use the money, I just took a lunchbox to school. So fortunately enough, when I went into varsity, I had some savings that I had from my high school and primary years. Then going to the BehindtheRainbow Foundation, they started giving us allowances. But then because I had that habit of saving, I saved up all of my allowances. And then to a point where I had a huge amount of capital to start off my business and kickstart it there. wanting to make soccer boots. It's a tough thing because there's no soccer boots that are made in South Africa or the whole of Africa. So you don't know where to start. So I spent 3 years researching the soccer boots, trying to find a soccer boot factory. And then, every single time when you talk to people, they say, okay, I know this factory and whatnot. Then you start calling them, but then because of you're a young Mosa who doesn't have a huge amount of money, they don't take you seriously. So you get rejected by all these factories until one says, okay, yeah, I can see your vision and then I can see what they're trying to do. So let's see what we can do. So I had my own sketch then after on. But then obviously I talked to them, okay, can this type of thing be suitable for a soccer boot? Then we start talking with the factory and then they tell you, okay, this design will work like this and this and this. Then they give you options of designs that you can choose from.
So I met Musa on the Ellen Gray Orbis Foundation Fellowship Program, and he came in his first year. He took part in a national jamboree which had about 800 people in attendance, and that courage was something that we don't often see in first-year students. And so from the get-go, we knew that there was something special about him, and he's proved us right.
When my first boot arrived, it was a very, very exciting moment. Because I remember I told them to ship it here in Atteridgeville, but then I was in school. I remember my mom told me that the soccer boot has arrived. I went from school at 4 o'clock and I came back here, and it was a Tuesday, just to get that soccer boot. The amount of excitement that I had that day, I felt like I was dreaming.
When I finish school, I would like to be a cardiac surgeon and be like my mom, who is a doctor.
Mom, what's it like working in a hospital?
Son, it's actually a really, really cool job. Every single day is a different day, and you meet so many interesting people, both the patients and the staff. I love it. I love what I do.
And I've also thought about how to cure a specific cancer, because I think when it's a deformed cell, there's probably a chemical or something in that that's different to blood cells. So yeah, I think that you can find the chemical in that cell.
You're always asking me, how long does it take to be a doctor? Can you imagine having to put all this information in your head? That's how long it takes to be a doctor.
Ow. Once I can do that and I've had enough experience, I want to open my own clinic and turn that into a hospital and turn that into a medical center. Starting my own business will not be easy because there are a lot of things that I will have to think about. It has to be in a place where people can access it easily, and it also has to be the right size. And you need to buy things for it, such as a hospital will help people, because if there's another pandemic like this one, it will help with more space for those who are not well. I also think it will help poor people. That's what my religion teaches us. Confidence will help me to be better in conferences and things like that. And if I have to interview people later on as a second job or something like that.
When I see people wearing my soccer boots, it really warms my heart. One of the first people who've worn my soccer boots are my friends. That then gives me passion to keep on going, to keep on pursuing this vision that even though it's not big enough now, it will grow, it will be big. To be able to do what I'm doing, I feel like besides the technical part of it, in terms of drawing and designing things, I think you need to have passion and the willingness to learn.
He's a very self-driven individual. He exhibits skills around perseverance, skill sets around not giving up, working hard, diligently so, and coming through every single time to say, okay, this route didn't work out, and I've approached it, a different route altogether, and this is the results thereof. He's very results-driven, doesn't take no for an answer. He'll always find a solution to some of the challenges that he's faced with along the journey.
But then one of the most important things that I want to achieve with this is that I want people and young people from the townships to also embrace their own stories, also embrace your own talent. If you can sue it, but then sue it to the best of your potential. If you can cut grass, cut it, but then cut it to your best potential. So that's how really having this talent makes me feel. It makes me feel that I want to inspire people. What I'm hoping for is to build this brand and grow it through the whole of South Africa. That's one of my dreams. And then going to the long-term future, if it can be possible and if it can happen in my lifetime, building it through to Africa, to the whole of Africa. So that's something that I work towards every single day. Believe in yourself and believe in your dreams. It all starts with you, it all starts with your mind. A lot of people will tell you can't do this or you can't do that, but then if you believe in your mind and if you believe in your heart, you can achieve it.